the room right now is King Kong Moy, 10-4, Bantamweight Pro, fighting this Saturday night, Cage Titans 45, Plymouth Memorial Hall. Ken, thanks for coming on. I know it's fight week. I know you're cutting weight. I know it's grind time. But thanks for coming on. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man. Anything for you. Always a pleasure. I am doing great. Just got back from the sauna. This cut's going pretty well so far. I'm sure, Pull Bear put me on the spot last time, but my coaches are urging me to give 25 a shot. And I'm hoping to stay really light after this one, maybe try to catch weight at 30, see how it feels. I've been working with a lot of lighter guys, too. Shout out to Raymond Cardarelli, who's been coming down and giving me some work sometimes, just to get a feel for the increase in speed, the trickier styles of the 25ers. But I got, something else in front of me right now, so I shouldn't get too ahead of myself.
Excellent. Well, you're in training camp during the summer. How's your summer been, by the way? I know, you're doing a lot of stuff outside the cage. How's the summer been treating you?
Summer's been all right, man. I've just been doing a lot of working and trying to sharpen my skills. I got an upcoming feature in Boston Common magazine, which is going to be a huge, for my style business, which is going to be like a huge thing for me, because that's definitely, gradually getting a step up in the media coverage for the style business. So I've been working on that stuff, working with clients, training a lot. Have not really gotten to do a lot of summer things. Like, I haven't had a lot of ice cream, haven't been to the beach very much. Got a little really sweet trip to St. Lucia for a week, so that was probably the extent of my summer activities.
Do you train outside at all during the summer? Like, you doing any sprints out there, or it doesn't matter, winter, spring or fall, summer, you're doing it all?
Yeah, I guess sprinting for me is always outdoors. I do like it in the summer better than the winter. It gets humid, but I feel like in the winter, it's so cold, it's so sharp on the lungs. So, yeah, I've been sprinting outside, and that's a plus side. I don't consider that an enjoyable summer activity, so I wouldn't think of it, but yeah, that has happened.
Well, here we go, Ken. You're back in that Cage Titans cage, coming off a first-round finish, your last fight there against another veteran in the game. You got a dude coming from Ohio coming here, fought for Cage Titans a few times, fought Jeff Perez, fought Jay Perrin. Now he's coming after you, man. He seems to want to face the top dogs in the New England, MMA divisions here. How you feel about this matchup and, coming off that last fight? What have you been working on leading up to this one?
How I feel about this one. So, Jeff Perez, Jay Perrin, they defeated Sean Rawls with the grappling, and I think he's shown that he likes to strike, and he's very explosive and dangerous with the striking. Doesn't seem as comfortable off his back. So the conundrum that brings to the table for me is that I'm pretty well-rounded. I'm a brown belt jiu-jitsu under Anderson Silvero, but we all know I really like to strike. So my coaches are telling me, hey, man, take the path of least resistance. You should use your grappling. And I'm like, that makes sense to me, and I intend to do that. But honestly, the thing that I look forward to the most is getting in there and scrapping with someone. And, oh, man. So I think part of the thing that is important for this fight is to be disciplined and to definitely use all facets of the game, not just the striking. But I promise that, as always, there's going to be some heavy shots thrown on both sides, and I think the fans are going to get to see the kind of scrap that they like. And I've been working on, since my fight against Jay, I've been working a lot on my wrestling, man. I just work my wrestling all the time. Again, huge shout out to Johnny Campbell. He's a really slick grappler. He's been helping me. And of course, Don Shanis. Me and him are trying to toss each other around all the time. And it's not easy, but I'm starting to be able to hold my own there. And I think that's going to pay off when I fight against guys my own size.
Excellent. Well, you speak about, you want to get in there and strike and show that off. Like you want to get into that dog fight, and you want to trade. Your last fight, not much of that. A lot from you, not much from your opponent. You really took advantage of it and put him away quick. It seemed like you were a little frustrated with that win. Can you want to finish guys? I mean, you finished him with an injury, but your leg kicks are what caused the injuries. Were you satisfied with that win, or did you go away from that still really hungry, like you really had business to finish in there?
I think that you hit the nail on the head. I think that while I know that it was a kick that led to the injury, I feel like, I was just getting started. I was just getting warmed up, and I feel like didn't really get to, get the full effects and the full enjoyment of the scrap and the dogfight that I wanted. We put so many hours into
Yeah.
training. I feel like you wanna get your money's worth while you're in there. And I feel like, these things happen in fights, but um, I guess I'm happy that it went my way for sure. I'm happy to have a first round finish on my resume like that, but definitely hoping that there's a bit more action, a bit more violence, and I hope that I both get to give more hits and maybe take a couple more hits in this upcoming fight, to be honest.
If a win here, where do you think that puts you back in the division? And I know you're moving around in the weight classes, but 3 wins in a row. Cage Titans back at Cage Titans doing it. Where do you think that puts you? In the eyes of New England, and in them 2 divisions, bantamweight or flyweight. Where you think you sit here?
I mean, I think that it's clear that I've been flirting with the top of the division for a long time. But I'll be, as we've all seen, I've fallen short a couple of times. I'd really like to challenge myself and to fight studs, but there's been some times where I come up a little short, and I think that it's very important right now, and I'm dedicated to doing it the right way and making smart business decisions, because at the end of the day, this is not just a fight, but it's a business. So like you said, I am really trying to make sure that I build up that streak. And unfortunately, this is actually, if I win this fight, it'll be 2 rather than 3. So I am between me and you, between me, you, and the many people who listen to this podcast. I'm looking hopefully to maybe even pop in there real quick on the September card to make it a 3 streak finish, in hopes that maybe if I'm lucky I can get on that reserve list for the UFC card in Boston, because again, I've been doing this for a long time. I've got the resume, I've got the skills to hang with, to hang in the big leagues, I believe. So I think that really all I have to do is put in the work, put it on the resume, get that streak, and then we're going to be looking to definitely keep elevating from here. I think that I want to, get my shot on the Contender Series, for instance, or maybe try to get in touch with Bellator again. And we have a good relationship, and they do always offer me fights when they're in town, but I really have been, I'm sure you've heard that I've wanted to fight in Cage Titans for so long. It's such a great show. And it's sort of become my home, and I think that the only way that I would elect to fight somewhere else is if it were, not just like undercard Bellator, but like main card Bellator or Contender Series or something like that, where it's a big step up. But man, I sure love fighting in that Coliseum that is Plymouth Memorial Hall.
And that is, definitely going to be your Coliseum, because, Sean is coming from Ohio. You're going to be owning that cage. Does that pump you up? Do you feel that in there? I know you're a veteran and you kind of block things out and the fight is what's at hand. But do you feel that from the crowd, the energy, kind of chanting your name and just that love they're giving you?
I absolutely feel it and appreciate it. And, honestly, whether they're rooting for me, whether they're rooting for my opponent, I definitely feel the energy and I thrive off of it. And it really is electrifying and exciting. But to be honest, when it's an out-of-towner, the energy and the hometown advantage, quote-unquote, makes me a little bit nervous. Because I feel like, there's more people to potentially let down. So it energizes me for sure, but it doesn't... some people, it makes them feel more confident. For me, it actually makes me feel more nervous. But that nervousness is what gives you that jolt to perform. So probably a good thing overall.
Well, Ken, I've been interviewing other fighters on this card. It seems like, camps have multiple fighters, fighting together on this card. Is that something that you like? Do you like training partners on the same card as you? Does that kind of take away from, your game, you concentrating on your fight? Or, it doesn't matter, once you get there, your mind is straight on what you need to do?
That's a good question. I think there's ups and downs to both, right? Because if you've got multiple fighters on the same card, then you're not the center of attention with the coaching team. It's not all about you. You have to share the space and you have to share the prioritization. But on the flip side, if you've got other guys who are getting ready for the same fight, they're really sharp at the same time that you're sharp. And, they say, like, steel sharpens steel or whatever. And that way we're always giving each other really good high-intensity rounds and we're all peaking at the same time. So there's definitely ups and downs. I actually think, speaking of the business side of the whole thing, one of the rougher parts of it is when you are, you're all selling tickets to the same pool of people, so you're all competing for the same, same group. So that can get pretty rough sometimes. So I think, again, ups and downs. I've been through a lot of fight camps. It's all kind of the same to me in the end. But, I'm happy that Don's happy, because Don said that he's fighting with the same card as his teammates. So if he's happy, I'm happy.
Dude, you're competing ticket sales with the record breaker here, the guy that sets the records and breaks the record. I feel bad for you. I know what you mean. I know what you mean there. I mean, because we know fighters don't make that much money as far as purses, and they depend on ticket sales, merchandise, stuff like that, man. So yeah, it is hard on camp and trying to get, divvy up the money. But yeah, having Don on the card with you, there's going to be eyes all over Citadel and the camps that you guys cross train with, man. So last thing from me, Ken, what do you need to do in there as far as finishing or your performance on Saturday night to really keep this ball rolling and eyes on you? What do you need to do in there?
What I need to do is bring the signature King Kong style. I need to make it a gritty fight. I need to make it dangerous. I need to make it exciting and thrilling and action-packed and going 100% the entire time, and to use all my skills, not just the striking, but also the takedowns and the submissions and, ground and pound, just the whole package. Make it a bloody scrap, make it exciting, make the fans pay attention, and make everyone have a good time, except maybe Sean Rawl.
Last thing, shout-outs, thank yous, and how they get in touch with you, because there's 2 or 3 more days to sell tickets. Weigh-ins are on Friday. Shout it out there, my friend.
Absolutely. As always, shout out to Citadel Martial Arts, my main coaches, Paul Lopez, Eric Grossman. Shout out to my jiu-jitsu coach, Anderson Silvero from Brazil 021. Shout out to Jason Dutton from the UFC gym for having me and sponsoring me for these fights. And if you guys want tickets from me, you know where to find me on Facebook. And again, I'm offering, it's probably a little too late, but you can grab a couple friends, sell a few tickets. If you get 4 of your friends to come, I'll give you a free private lesson or a free tailoring session. You get 9 of your friends, I'll give you a month's worth of free private lessons or free or a style makeover for that much money, or for that many tickets. So, I mean, I've had a couple of people who were able to round up enough for like a private lesson. No one's gotten the big, reward yet, but we'll see how it goes. But either way, man, in any case, hit me up, to train. I like working with different people, even regardless as to whether or not you're trying to get tickets from me. Hit me up to train. Hit me up if you need to look sharp for your wedding, whatever it is. You guys know where to find me.
Excellent. Best of both worlds here. You get to see Ken fight, and he makes you look beautiful too. Style made easy, Boston. Ken, thanks so much for coming on Fight Week, giving me some time. And man, see you Saturday night, man. We'll be watching you do work in there and do what you do, bro.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Steve. Always a pleasure.